The Banking Association, representing the country's banks, says good progress has been made on transformation in the sector. The report is based on data supplied by 20 participating banks, accounting for 96% of all banking assets. Amongst others, it shows 90% of junior bank managers are black, 73% of middle management bank managers are black, and 51% of senior bank managers are black. The report also shows 48% of bank directors are black South Africans.
We're quite pleased with the progress made with junior managers and middle managers. So I think those representation of black people that work in the banking sector are quite significant. Senior management, we're lagging. Okay, the target was 64%, we're on 54%. So lagging also, it's not that it's not sitting at the 20s. Okay, so there's also been significant improvement that's made. That is harder. I think one thing that's important to remember is that if the economy doesn't grow, actually banks also don't grow. And when banks and the economy doesn't grow, it also means that there's very little movement. So often it's actually the lack of opportunities to promote that are reflected in the top management.
The association has refuted allegations of unfair lending practices against previously disadvantaged people. It says none of its members has been found guilty of discriminatory practices.
Banks lend depositors' money. It's other people's money, and therefore we have to make sure that we lend it responsibly, and that we adhere to the regulations on making sure that we don't, result in unfair or reckless lending practices where the affordability is not there. So there's a strict affordability criteria, and that's what banks utilize. I think often what happens is that, I think there are two things that happen. People go to banks for that early capital requirements. Okay, and banks are not really geared for that. Banks are geared to loan to a business that has got a regular cash flow. Could we improve on that in time? I'm sure we can, but I think that's not what banks are geared for. The second challenge as well that is often faced by small businesses, that they don't have security collateral. And if you reflect on our country and where we come from, that's actually the pain point.
The Banking Association says banks are ahead of the amended Financial Sector Code targets on black ownership and economic interest in banks. The report shows overall black ownership stands at 38% for 2023 against the target of 25%, while black economic interest, or the right to share company profits, is at 29%, also against the target of 25%. Gloria Sefako Mosi, SABC News, Johannesburg.